Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first CLX Foundry Live of March. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, and I'm going to be having so much fun today. Joining me live from our studios in Wichita, Kansas, it is none other than our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and our master builder, Zach Killingsworth. Gentlemen, can you believe it's March?
Hi. It's March.
I feel like that's madness.
It's hard to believe.
March Madness. March Madness starts this month. Yay!
Okay, we got
I know.
Get ready.
Right? That's what I was thinking. All right, so we've got everybody over here on the Kicks, the Twitches, and the YouTubes. What I would love to know is we're going to be putting something together for our friend James in Ohio. So let's just run over the list real quick. What are we going to be putting in this box for him?
All right, so starting out with our processor, we've got the AMD Ryzen 7 9850X3D. To cool that, we've got a Leon Lee Hydro Shift 360 with the LCD screen. For our motherboard, we've got the Asus ROG Strix X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi. And for our memory, we've got 2 sticks of G.Skill 16GB DDR5 6000 speed, so a total of 32 gigs of RAM in this system. For our storage drive, we've got a 2TB NV3 from Kingston, so it's an NVMe M.2 drive. And for our fans, we've got 8 Fantex 120mm M25s. These are pretty fancy fans, so I'm sure we'll be talking about those. We've got an RTX 5080 from Gigabyte in the white Arrow edition, so a very good looking card. And for our power supply, we've got the 1000 watt MSI Mag 880 plus gold fully modular power supply.
Nice. All right. I'm excited because there's a couple different things we've never had on the show before, so we're going to be jumping on that one here shortly. Don't forget, if you've got a question or you hear a term that you're just not familiar with, make sure you ask it. Well, that's what we're here for. And if you got questions about maybe your build or how to build, we can answer those too. All right. Now, what Zach's playing with right there is our case, and this is going to be a CLX Horus 3500X in black. It's a little bit different than some of our other cases, so we'll definitely take a look at that once we get ready for us to install things. Next, one of my favorite companies ever, and I use exclusively ROG Strix boards. This is ASIC Strix, an X870E gaming motherboard. Now, I don't know, I don't know anybody else, but they've always done well by me. So, yay. Okay. That's a pretty board. As always, remember when you're pulling your board out of the bag, make sure you take off all the plastic. Otherwise, it's going to smell real funny when it gets real hot. May even smoke.
Love the smell of burnt plastic in the morning.
Right? Nothing says fun like, oops, I think it's on fire.
Oops, I did it again. It's Brittany for all y'all.
That is a gorgeous, gorgeous board. All right, let's take a look at that back plate. Dang, I love it. Looks good. All right, taking a look at the connectivity. Now, this, again, is a high-end board, especially because it's a ROG Strix board. So we're going to go through a couple different things that we've got here. So we've got, as you can see, multiple USB-C also USB 4 ports. The 2 USB 4 ports are 40 gigs ports. That's 2 up and down, 40 up and down. And then you've got, those are both Type C, obviously. One USB 20 gig port, which is a Type C as well, with up to 30 watts for power distributed fast charge, which is awesome. And then we've got the standard, we got 10 USB 10 gig ports. All those red ports are USB 10 gig ports. These are wild. And then we plus one type, it's 9 plus 1 USB-C. We got HDMI port, your Wi-Fi module, your Realtek 5 gigabit Ethernet. So you got that fast Ethernet right there. 2 gold-plated audio jacks, your optical SPDIF out port, your BIOS flashback, and your clear CMOS button. There you go. Oh, yeah. All right. This looks good. Very good. All right, now for the brains of the operation, we got to have a way of thinking with this thing. And so we're going to be doing an AMD build today. And this is going to be an AMD Ryzen 7 9850X3D. Now, these are pretty hardcore processors. Paul, why is this special and why is it different?
This is an 8-core, 16-thread processor from AMD. It's got a base speed of 4.7 and a boost clock of 5.6. So very, very fast processor, great for gaming.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Now we're getting all the rest of the things on and off. What that's going to have to do is get everything set up for our cooling solution, because that is what we're going to do. These processors run kind of hot. And yeah, so we've got a first on the show today. We've never actually used one of these before, and this is a Leon Lee 360 Hydro Shift AIO in white. So Paul, explain to me a little bit about this, because this is a new product I've never seen before.
All right, so this is a AIO from Leon Lee. Like you said, this is it right here. You can see us getting all the stuff out of the box. A few things that's special about this one: it's got an LCD screen, and then something that's also unique is it has this little covering here. And this is like kind of similar to cable management, where you want to hide your cables. They're trying to hide the tubes as much as possible, so you won't see a lot of tubes on there. It does come with an extra one if you need to flip it around and rearrange that. So
nice. So Zach, any recommendations on how to make sure you've got your brackets in properly?
Yes, every system is going to come with AMD or Intel, so we just want to make sure that we collect the right hardware. If we need to read a manual to make sure that we have everything that we need to, definitely read those, because they will help you out for sure. Save you possibly a couple of scary parts that might get broke. So,
great question coming in over here from the Twitch side. It's Osmart says, what are the differences between the 9800X3D and the 9850X3D? Good question.
good question. So the 9850 is obviously going to perform a little bit better. There's probably a difference in the clock speeds. I can pull up the exact specs here in a second. Probably got a little bit of a larger cache is what I would assume, but yep.
There you go. And of course, they're both part of that X3D category of processors. For those who don't know what the X3D means, what is it talking about?
So the X3D is a way of vertically stacking the cache that's on the processor. So when you see the 3D on any of the AMD models, that's what that means. So it started out when they first did it, they had, I believe the cache was on the bottom, like it was on top of the CPU die, but on the new iterations, they rearranged that for better heat management.
To answer your question over there, just JJ's Life. Yes, this is a customer build. This is for our friend James in Ohio. Now, this looks a little bit different than some of the other AIOs we've seen, just based on both the placement of the tubes. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit different than what we're used to. So, can you explain to me what the benefits of this are?
So with the tubes being hid kind of up by the AIO, it just gives a really good clean look. Performance-wise, it's a Leon Lee. It's going to perform great, similar to their other products. But the LCD screen is also nice. You can program that to put a whole bunch of stuff on there. Typically, it's going to come out of the box with the temperature being shown, but you can change that.
Gotcha. I will say, having the screen on your motherboard somewhere, whether it's your AIO or on the board itself, telling you exactly what the temperatures are is actually super handy. Super handy. I love mine. All right, next up, we got to get our memory in here. The RAM. Ram it in. Let's go. We've got two 16 gig sticks of G-Skill DDR5 6000. This is Ripjaws. These are black in RGB. They are phenomenal. Phenomenal RAM. And of course, when you're installing your RAM, you want to use lanes 2 and 4, not 1 and 3, not 1 and 2, but 2 and 4. Because that's the way they designed it. And I have no idea why. Okay. Now, as we're getting set up and ready for our first piece of brains, that is going to be our storage. That's going to be a 2 terabyte Kingston NV3 NVMe M.2. So for those people who might not be aware of what an M.2 is, how does it compare to a solid state, or what the hell did you just do?
Quick draw, McGraw.
Pew, pew, pew.
Can you undo it and do it again? It's got its own button. Yeah. That's fantastic. All right, so Paul, what's the difference between an SSD, an HDD, and an M.2?
So an M.2 is part of the SSD family. It's a solid state drive, so there's no moving parts inside of it. The big differences between those and the hard disk drives. So the hard disk drives have spinning disks in an arm that reads the data off them, so they are a lot slower. Now for secondary storage, they're a great option because they're really cheap. You can get a whole bunch of terabytes for cheap, but you definitely want to have your operating system on your M.2 so that your computer boots up really fast, and any games that you have on there, it will cut down on the load screens and load time significantly. Some games almost require them to be on M.2, like Star Citizen and some others.
We got Spider-Man coming in saying hello over on the YouTube side. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Reclero is here. Nice. Tisk be wait. Tisk be frying me. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm just gonna call you Fry Me. Fryman says, I think it's my PC. Well, if you are James in Ohio, then it may very well be yours.
Ooh.
Now, I really like the way that looks with that screen, that AIO pump cover. Mm-hmm. That looks slick. Absolutely awesome. Now, as far as the fans go, we've got something new that I don't think we've used before. Or if we have, we've only used it once or twice. And that is, what's up, Speedy? So, and that is going to be the Fantex. We've got 8 Fantex 120 millimeter M25 G2s. So, these are kind of unique when it comes to how they connect and how they reduce the need for cable management. So, Zach, walk us through that. What's that look like?
Yeah, so these are some pretty cool, like, quick connect fans. So as you can see, like, they are screwed together. And they do have a proprietary daisy cable to plug in. And yeah, these guys are pretty nice. There are lots of fans on the market today that are connected together to make it a lot easier. And this is one of the Fantex options on the market. So if you're wanting some pretty cool RGB fans that are very high end, oh yeah.
Nice.
Fantex, Corsair, Lane Lee, Thermal Take, everybody's got something.
Yeah. To make sure that there's a question gets answered over there on the YouTube side. How many fans? There's going to be 8 fans in this PC. I believe it's 4 in, 4 out.
Correct.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I got to say, the fact that these actually hook up together and line up together makes it so much easier than having to do fan by fan by fan.
Yeah, it really does. Cutting down on the amount of cables in your system, always good.
Just Turtle 20. Cool PC, I know. You should see the motherboard. It's awesome. Brother says, no wings. Well, I can't drink Red Bull because it has caffeine, so no wings for me. Oh my God. What was it? Last weekend, somebody gave me a sip of their drink. Said, here, try this. And of course, I'm not drinking anymore right now. And it was a vodka Red Bull. I haven't had caffeine in almost 2 years. It's been a while. Yep. I was awake forever that night. Oh, with 8 fans could fly, Ritlero says? Oh. Well, guess what? This thing behind me has 13.
Come on, baby. Here we go.
I have to pin my green screen to the wall, or else the suction is so hardcore, it just pulls the fabric right up against the back of the PC. That's Philon. Hello. Yeah, it's not by choice, trust me. I do like the reflective centers on that.
Infinity mirrors.
That's awesome. I dig it. Thank you. I do what I can. Do it. Okay. Once we get all these in there, we've got our motherboard and our AIO attached. We've got our processor in there. We've got our RAM in there. So then the next step is
making the AIO look pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Look at these covers. Ooh.
What? What are those?
We don't want to see those ugly screws.
Shut up. That's rad. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Rad screws. Radiator screws. We call them rads in the biz, you know.
In the biz.
In the biz. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that does look real slick. Look at that.
Yeah. So
I like
cooking
it.
right now.
I'm excited to see these fans when they turn on. That's going to be interesting. All right, now we're going to move this to the side, and we're going to start with putting this thing together. So first up, we're going to have to get our case, and that is going to be our CLX Horus 3500X in black. Now, I'll have Zach point them out, but one of the things you got to pay attention to when you're putting a board in here, because sometimes you can have different size boards that'll fit, which means there's going to be different placements for your standoffs. Paul, what's a standoff?
So these standoffs that Zach's pointing out right now, that is what our motherboard is going to be mounted to and sitting on. We don't want our motherboard to be mounted directly to the frame of the chassis because that can cause it to short out. And we all know what that will do.
Maybe James 30 says, I'm James. Yo, James! It's James! Welcome, dude. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yo, this thing is looking sick already. You picked a great AIO. We were just talking about that. I've never seen this on our show before, but that pump cover is going to be great for giving you information not only about your system or whatever you choose to put on it. So, welcome. Yeah. And, of course, me being a Rock Strix guy, definitely right there with you on the motherboard. Yeah.
For those who dare.
Right? You ever have something come into your head all of a sudden that rhymes and you realize that's totally not okay to say?
Nope.
And look at me, I'm growing. I didn't say it out loud. Yep, you get to watch it be built. Yeah, I love it. I always love it when the customer's here and gets to watch it be assembled. And if you decide at some point you want them to sign it, they can. All right. Now, I want to point this out because this has happened before with somebody not associated with the show at all, but I used to be associated with. They were gifted a whole bunch of parts, and I get this phone call, and they say, hey, so my IO shield is where it's supposed to be, but none of the PCIe lanes are matching up to the PCIe slot covers. I said, are you sure you got the right size board? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we got most of the little screws in. Most of them? He's like, yeah, I know how to fix it. Okay. I'm like, are you sure it's the right size board for that case? He says, all boards fit in all cases. Nope, that's not the case, but okay. So he uses tin snips and cut out the entire section of where the tabs are, the slot covers, and plugged it in like that. Let me tell you what, that thing lasted for about 3 minutes.
Idiot.
Just like, it was one of those things where I'm like, I told you. Hate to say I told you so, but I don't really. I told you so.
I told you so.
I really do like the way that the tubing just slides right up in the back of that framing.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. And of course, this once again provides the pump actually to be higher than where the input and output for the actual hose lines are on the system, because those are down at the bottom now. Yeah, speaking of which, why is it important to do that?
There's always a small amount of air that's in these AIOs, and if you can prevent that air from going to the pump, that is preferred. Air, because if you don't know, air in a pump is not good. It can cause the pump to break. Cavitate is the technical word, but you know, who's asking?
Right? Let's see here. Only way it could look better with another set of RAM sticks. Gotta fill out all four. Yeah. Now James asked, I should have asked y'all to put my grandma's name on the PC in her honor. Can you call customer service about that, Paul?
We can just write grandma on it. But yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah. Trust me, mine is fully decked out and designed. You can get all sorts of things done with it. They're really awesome when it comes to that. Is the B850F ROG motherboard good? Asks Speedy GTR.
Yeah, it's a great motherboard.
All right. Get this puppy sat up. One thing that's great about this case is where the power supply unit is. It's actually got a power shroud over the top of it, as you can see. That little box on the bottom. So it helps to prevent the heat from getting into the rest of the case and provides its own air dispersion path. He's like, I'm not going to ask them to do that. It's too late. I'm happy with my PC, though. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good looking PC, too. It looks so good. All right. Now, we've got individual fans, which you've still got the covers for. That is awesome. It's not something you think about until you actually do it, and then you're like, that makes sense.
Cool.
So Zach's plugging it in. Now, are you daisy chaining this off the others?
Yes, so the rear exhaust is going to be plugged into the radiator triple, and the front intake single is going to be plugged into the triple as well, into that triple. So then we will be using 2 fan headers and 2 RGB headers, but we should be able to plug all the RGB in on top of itself, so should look pretty good.
Nice. I like it. One of the things I also like about ROG's Tricks is they have great lighting on the boards. You know, whether it's lighting up the name, lighting up the behind the board, it always looks fantastic with them. Now, this is only a black and white system, which means that the white fans are going to really show up. They're going to pop against that black. It's going to look good. James is happy with it.
That's all that matters right there.
Yep. Now, let's talk about something that everybody always is like, oh, God, I don't want to deal with it. But we're going to talk about cable management, because it is actually important that you have your cable management done correctly and concisely so that it's not impeding any flow of air or performance from the machine. So, Zach, let's talk about the first thing that you're going to put together as far as you're going to bundle together with these wires, these cables.
Yeah, so every computer has 3 groups of cables inside it. It's going to have your case cables, which is what I'm getting ready to work on. That's going to be your HD audio, your USB headers, and your front power button. And then beyond that, you have your fan cables. And beyond that, you have your power cables. If you kind of separate all 3 of those out, it makes it a lot easier to work one group at a time. And also, if you're a person like me, and if you want to get inside the machine to troubleshoot, having things organized is a lot easier than just having everything everywhere all at once.
Yep. JJ says, PC looks fire. Good job, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, James designed it, so. I love it. I like it. Graphics going to be insane. Yes. Yes, they are. I mean, especially when you got that X3D. It's a Ryzen 7, that 9850 X3D plus the 5080 on top of 6,000 RAM, 6,000 megahertz RAM. Jeez. Hello. Power. And I thought mine was crazy.
What are we going to be doing?
Yeah, what are you going to be using this for, James? Is this going to be just for gaming, for streaming, for architecture, just trying to take over the world?
Vanilla Minecraft.
Vanilla Minecraft.
Old school.
He's gonna try and play Crisis on it. There we go. All right. Oh, this is another one. That's right. That's one of the things I loved about this case is if you notice that on the back grill, it's actually custom designed and it actually looks like the Destiny logo. Where am I located? In my basement. I'm from Portland, Oregon. That's what the PDX stands for. That is our airport code. Do. Yeah, I can't not see the an upside down Destiny logo.
It's just, yep, it's there.
James says, I love video games and also streaming. Nice. Also, I'm going to do a lot of editing jobs. Excellent. This will definitely be this will handle a lot of video editing. Easy peasy. No worries. And I'm going to ask a dumb question, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got a 7 and a 9850X3D and that 5080, there shouldn't be any bottlenecking on either end, would there?
Right. There should not be any bottlenecking. Everything is paired very nicely. James did a good job picking parts.
Nice. Nice. I was going to use it for 3D graphics designs and make ads for companies. Bruh. You got it set out. Now, James, here's one thing I want you to know. If you haven't already been in there, you should join our Discord. It's discord.gg/CLX Gaming. When you get your PC, there's a thread actually in there for people who have purchased a PC or have a CLX PC. And once you get it all set up, please send us a photo of your setup. We would love to see how it looks in your space. Yeah. So are you going to be gaming and streaming from the same machine, or do you already have another PC that you're going to use for streaming? Because like I have a 2 PC setup, but you can also do it with a 1 PC setup. Everybody's got that thing that they like. I'm digging the concept on making the ads. I haven't used the Creative Cloud in so long. Jim's like, I got you. Yeah. All right. Now, if we pop back over to Paul, Paul's holding something fun.
It's a secret.
We just pop over to Paul. There we go. Paul's got a Gigabyte GeForce RTX 5080 in his hands. These are baller. Absolutely incredible cards. So, and it's the white version with the inverted bands. Look at that. That looks so sick. It's so smooth.
It does. Let's get this thing out of the box.
So James mentions I use 1 PC for 3D stuff, and also I'm going to use this for gaming / editing. Nice. Nice. Yeah, this is gonna fly for all things gaming. Oh my god. You actually won't have to worry about Adobe Premiere freezing on you while you're compiling an edit. All right, stay focused, Kachan. Says, I have a 2 PC setup. My gaming PC is a 9800X3D with a 5080 GPU. How does someone max out the FPS that it can get? There's a couple different answers on that. Paul?
Yeah, so with your hardware, the 9800X3D with the 5080, very similar to this build, it's going to perform great. So maxing out your FPS, I would say figure out what resolution, or not resolution, refresh rate your monitor's at.
60.
There you go. And then just whatever that is, set your frame rate cap to that. With your hardware, you're probably going to be able to max out pretty much everything.
Let's see here. Sorry, I was about to yawn, but no. One thing I will say about that, stay focused, is it also is dependent upon how the game that you're wanting to play is optimized. Because certain games run better at a higher resolution than they do at a lower resolution because it has to downscale. Like, for example, Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege is designed at 4K. So when I did it at 2K or 1080, I had less frames than I did at 4K, which makes no sense, but I guess that it does. The other thing to check out is make sure all the superfluous garbage is off. Turn off motion blur, obviously. That's just like, why? I don't understand why they still put that in games.
Crowds.
To be honest.
Turn crowds off. In racing
crowds
games.
off.
in racing games, you want to turn crowds off because having hundreds of people do this while you're driving by them, you don't need that. You don't need that.
Ever tell you how when I bricked an Xbox when I was testing when I was working at Microsoft? We were doing, I think it was I'm working on Forza 6, Forza 7, and we were in there testing it. And there's this chicane in Italy that goes, and it's a real quick, sharp turn, but there's this giant gravel pit at the back end. And I missed the corner and slid out in the gravel and decided, you know what? Let me spin some cookies and see what happens.
Oops.
At that point in time, it was generating a frame, per, so many frames per second consistently. Well, if you're spinning fast enough, it can't catch up with the frames. And I accidentally bricked the Xbox. It was just done. Nope, burned out. So yeah,
it had a good life.
Yeah. I don't know if whoever else does racing games. I love racing stuff. I love my wheel. I've got the new Logitech feedback wheel. Oh my gosh. This thing is crazy, and it's completely adjustable. And it's different for each car.
Diddy Kong Racing
so if you're driving a Porsche,
or Mario Kart on the N64.
Ooh, if I could play Mario Kart with that thing, yeah.
What's the difference with Diddy Kong?
I like the overworld. It's like really cool. It's got like a whole hub world before you go into the races and stuff.
Let's see here. Stay Focused says, I have a 380 but goes to 400 resolution monitor. I play Naraka Blade Point only. Oh. So don't max everything, find a balance. Yes. Is Zach an NPC? That imitation was on point. We've asked ourselves the same question.
Wait, for what?
Are you an NPC? Because you did that. You did that cheering action really well.
Oh.
Yeah, it's because I have watched it enough to like know the dumb thing of.
Yep. It's like well, remember with the Kinect? The Kinect was great.
Kinect.
Oh my god, I loved the Kinect.
You missed out. Xbox record
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That's all I used it for. That's all I used it for. It was just recording Battlefield clips.
I'll still
it was awesome.
When I'm gaming on my PC.
Yep.
Xbox record that.
I love the Xbox turn off, and then 3 people have disconnected from the lobby.
What's right? And what's great is because if they had the sound going on in speakers in their room and you said that, it just destroyed them.
People learned real quick.
Put your headphones on. Yes.
The microphones are always listening.
Let's see here. James says, I'm going to play Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, Roblox, Apex, Valorant, Paw Patrol, cough, cough, Battlefield, and Hunter games. There we go.
Nice.
See, I have been an esports shoutcaster for 2 of those.
Who's your favorite pup on Paw Patrol?
The blue
We're about
one.
to have a heavy
The
conversation.
blue one. Chase. He's on the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the police one, right?
Chase, Rocky,
Yeah.
Sky, Zuma, Marshall.
Marshall's the
only reason I know
firefighter one.
You got Everett. She's kind of a side character, but she's pretty cool.
You can tell who's got kids. Because, now, granted, I don't have kids, but I was a nanny for ages, and they loved Paw Patrol. So, it was that and SpongeBob. And to be fair, I still like SpongeBob. That's a great way to just get ridiculous for no other reason than because you can. Now, as you'll notice, we've got the 3 intake fans on the back right there, which, by the way, those covers, again, look so solid over the top so you don't have to see the screws. It's brilliant. And you've got a 1 intake fan on the bottom, that's what we're pulling up. Underneath the shroud is where the power supply is going to be pulling air in, and the power supply is going to push the air out the back, so you're not having to worry about the heat coming into the main area. Then, of course, you've got your 4 exhausts, and you've got 3 exhausts on top and your 1 exhaust on the back. And because we're going to be putting those 3 exhausts up through that radiator, it is going to be slightly positive pressure in there, which is a good thing. You love SpongeBob as a grown man? Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, my hairline forces me to admit I'm a grown man. All right. Now, while he's getting that set up, let's take a look at the other component that we're going to have to install in here. And that is going to be our power supply unit. Now, of course, power supply units they're important to make sure that you've got enough power in the system. You can always go overboard, but you can't go under. If you don't have enough power, it's just not going to work.
Overboard.
I think I went with a 1300 on mine, which was
Crazy
excessive.
Dog.
All right. So this is going to be an MSI Mag 1000 watt 80 plus gold in black power supply. Paul, tell us a little bit about this. What kind of a power supply is it?
So this is a fully modular power supply, so none of the cables are pre-soldered in. We've got our power supply brick and then a whole bag of cables. So we're going to go through the bag of cables, pull out the ones we need, and the extras will be in the accessory box for you, James. That way, if you ever need them, you'll have them.
Now, for those who don't know the difference between a fully modular, a semi-modular, or a non-modular, can you describe that real quick?
So fully modular, like the one I have, none of the cables are pre-soldered in, and non-modular would be where all the cables are pre-soldered in, and then a semi is a little bit of the both.
Oops, that doesn't work on that channel. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys sent me my box of things, because in the event that I ever upgrade from the 3090 OC to like a 50 series card, it's got the cables for it.
Yes, sir.
James mentions, hey, everybody, drop them a follow, sub, like, gift, comment, share. They work there every single day. And at 1 million subscribers, the people you see building will have their heads. There we go. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Looking good. I know that today by the way, we're not having an after show today. This is going to be on the section of the show. So we're going to jump right over to my stream where I'm going to be playing a brand new demo. It's called Windrose. So, you guys know I've done pirate voices for different things.
Arr.
So,
Who's Steve the pirate?
What?
Who's Steve the
Way
pirate?
around Djibouti. Don't worry.
We've got a pirate on our
this
team?
is a pirate game that I did not think I would enjoy, because it's a lot of kind of crafting and resource gathering. But for some reason, I love it. It is the perfect balance between, say, Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones.
New or old?
It's brand new. It's not even out. The game hasn't been released yet. It's got a demo that's out. You only get access to the first 3 islands, and it's kind of genius, but difficult. I think I died 30 times the first day I played it. I got my butt kicked by a boar.
You got scurvy.
This thing just kicked my butt. It was ridiculous.
You carry a backpack of lemons around now.
That's right.
Yes.
In real life.
Need that citrus, you know?
God, I wish I could have citrus anymore.
You can't have citrus anymore?
Oh, dude, no. I have this thing that fixed my stomach because the GERD. I can't drink. I can't have anything acidic. That means all citrus is out. No spicy foods, no fatty foods. And I have to eat like 5 times a day.
What?
Yeah, because my stomach is just completely trashed.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't be on that diet. I'll eat 5 times a day.
Well, my favorite drink has always been pineapple and tequila. Which
Pina colada.
Pineapple's got the most acidic juice you could get. I didn't really think about that when I was doing it. And yeah, so needless to say, I burned out the lining of my stomach.
Panana colana.
Yeah. Now, Paul, you did mention something about that. I just want to ask here real quick, since it is a 5080. You felt it. How does that feel in your hands? How heavy is it?
This car, let's see. Ooh. Pretty decent weight here. It's not the heaviest card out there, but we'll definitely want an anti-sag bracket.
Start bringing my scale in.
Yes.
Nice. Right? Actually, that'd be great.
I'll have to clean it
So,
first.
because of that,
It's got
now
cheese
sometimes
crumbles on it.
sometimes we ship the PC. Sometimes we ship the PC with the card in, and sometimes we ship it with the card separate. Paul, why is that? And which direction do you think you're going to go with on this one?
So this one is going to ship separate. Now we are going to obviously install it so we can test it and do all that. But we will ship it separate so that it doesn't get any damage in shipping. We'll have the cable laying out and ready to go, so it'll be easy to put back in.
Yeah, nice.
If anyone orders a PC like that and you're uncomfortable putting in, always just let us know. We will walk you through the process.
Yeah, we build Rowdy Rogan's builds.
Yep, I was gonna say, yeah, Little Rowdy Rogan. Little Rowdy Rogan. Gonna say that 3 times fast. Yeah. He's hilarious.
He might appear in the mirror if you do that.
Right. So James, if you're, again, as Paul said, if you're not quite comfortable putting it in, or you just want a little guidance on that, we're going to show you how to put it in today here in the system, because we still got to test it and run it. But you can also just call customer service / tech support, and they can walk you through the process very, very easily. So, and our technical support / customer service is bar none the best in the industry. I was in a call with Rogan. He said he get a CLX. Yes! Look at that. Always representing.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. They not only perform really well, they look awesome. Okay, now we're getting this all up in there. So yeah, James, do you have any questions about installing the graphics card? Let me just go ahead and start there since you're in here. See if we can make sure to answer anything that may be necessary.
Papa J.
Okay. Look at that. That looks gorgeous in the back. So every PC in your house, DJ, is a CLX? Not quite yet. I still have my old streaming PC. That was it was a budget build. But yeah. And then I ended up flipping to a dual PC system. And then CLX was kind enough to gift me this, which was awesome. And I went from, oh my gosh, to holy wow. Considering how much I was on 16 gigs of DDR4, like, I don't know, 2400, something like that. An i9 9900K and a 2070. I jumped up to a 13900 KF, an i9 13900 KF, 64 gigs of DDR5 6000. All of the games are on M.2s. My operating system's on an M.2, and the graphics card's a 3090 OC. Going from a 2070 to a 3090 OC, wow, lightning difference. Absolutely lightning difference. So you're going to be jumping into a 5080, James, and wah, I don't know what card you're using right now. This thing's going to scream. I guarantee it. Alrighty. Now, we used a term earlier about the possibility of an anti-sag bracket. So, Paul, for those who don't know what that is or why, what is it? How does it work?
So it's an extra bracket. It's right here. It's what my fingers are resting on for our video card to rest on so it doesn't sag over time. When your card gets large like this, it's going to be sitting in here. You need some support on this side. And so that's what that does.
Yeah, especially some of those big, heavy cards. Mm-hmm. Like the ones that are the 4 slotters.
A general rule is like 50, 70 or higher on the NVIDIA side, generally. Now, the thickest we've ever seen one is a 4 slotter. That means it takes up 4 slots off out of the back of the system. What is this? Is it going to be a 2 or 3? This is a 2 slotter here.
Nice. Yeah, some of those 4 slotters are they're so massive, and sometimes they even cover other PCIe lanes. You're like, well, not using that.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 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 boop. And I see what we're plugging.
Done.
I know, I'm so excited.
Boom.
All right, now, James, here we go. So, we're going to show you how to do this. Zach, walk us through step by step of how James is going to put this in.
Step number 1, we'll want to remove these screws. Step number 2, these screws right here. And then step number 2 is make sure that our lane is open and nothing is populated inside there. And then all we have to do now is just grab our card and make sure that our IOs go into our little IO tabs over here, and our lane goes into the lane. And then as we push down, it'll click in place. This is like a non-lock latch, so it doesn't lock into place. Like it won't have that audible click. You can go in and just pick it up from here. So yeah, this is one of the quick release bays on some motherboards.
Nice.
So if you're wanting to change out graphics cards quick, you can.
Thanks, Aces.
So then once you get that screwed in and mounted in, it'll be really easy because he's already got the power cord right there, ready and waiting. You just plug that little guy right in and you're good to go. So based on that, do you have any questions, James, about the graphics card? I want to make sure you're comfortable or feeling comfortable with it. I'm keeping an eye on the YouTubes. All right. Gosh, that looks gorgeous. And we're getting it near the completion zone. The final bit. One thing that's really nice about this case is it has some space behind the motherboard. Hashim! Hey, how are you? And yeah, are you good?
Relieved to see you in chat.
Yes, me too. Me too. Hoping you're safe, bud. No, but what is something I need to avoid when coming to y'all PC, like anything that causes damages? Ooh! Let's talk about where you're going to put this PC. Because you can see it's got little feet on it, but it is important that you place it on something that is not going to transmit any type of electrical static. Paul?
Yeah, so this case has feet like DJ mentioned. You can see it at the bottom there. You just want to keep that area as clear as possible. That way all your fans can get a lot of fresh air in. Now, obviously, you just have the one intake fan on the bottom, so that's nice. Your other 3 are on the side, so I doubt you'll have anything obstructing those. Yeah, it just gives you good airflow.
Yeah. All right. Now, as they start to put the things, look at that cable management. That's so slick. And as they put the panels back on, I'm going to take you all on an adventure to show you how you can get your hands on a PC just like James did. Let's head over to CLXgaming.com. At CLXgaming.com, we try and make it as easy as possible for you to get the PC of your dreams that's going to do exactly what you want. We got 4 different sizes and multiple different options. Whether you want something small and form factor like our Scarab, or you want to go all the way to a full size like our Ross, they are all incredible. We carry all the great stuff, all the good stuff. We've got Intel. We've got AMD, we've got NVIDIA, we've got Radeon, we even have some ARC stuff periodically, which is fun. Now, you can choose whatever you want, but notice how that little green button up top turned to yellow? In this example, this is why you can't, there's no way to screw up your order. In this example, we've chosen a graphics card that requires a higher power supply than what's already selected. So this system's going to say, all right, either you can use one of these lower graphics cards that'll fit with this power supply, or if you're going to keep the graphics card, you're going to have to upgrade your power supply. Once you get that fixed, that little yellow button turns back to green, and guess what? Move on to the next step. Ta-da! Conflicts resolved. Now, there's all sorts of different things that you can choose, whether you want cable mods, or if you're looking at RAM, etc. It's all there, and you get to choose all of it. Extra cards, like if you need a sound card or something like that, we also have those. And let's see. So that's our core. The Foundry is the real fun place. So in the Foundry tab, this is where you can choose whether or not you want to have an AIO, like James has, or you can choose to do an open loop, which is where you got to put all the liquid in there and fun stuff. If you want to have your graphics card overclocked, we can do that. You want your CPU overclocked? We can do that too. We can even upgrade the thermal paste on your AIO, on the pump connector, so that it gets you really, really, really good heat transfers. And then the next thing to jump to is our accessories page, which is my favorite because starters, you can get CLX merch like this. We have everything from windbreakers to t-shirts, knit caps and ball caps. It's a lot of fun. And then becomes the one-stop shopping center for everything. You need a keyboard? We got them. You want a mouse? We got those too. We've got controllers. We've got, and that when I say controllers, not just like, hey, I've got a little gamepad. We're talking about flight controllers, all sorts of fun things. It's pretty in depth, and especially if you are a Star Citizen fan, these could be great. Beyond that, we've got headphones as an option. We got mics, and especially since you're going to be looking at streaming, James, we carry Beacon Mix Creates and Beacon mics, which are incredible. It's incredible, and the Mix Create is a great way to help you run your channel just from one small touch screen. It's grand. We've got speakers, we've got monitors of multiple different sizes and types. And then, of course, as you roll your way on down, we even have routers and a chair. So technically, you could put together your entire streaming station right from our website. It's fantastic. So now, I know that seems a little bit hectic at times, but that's okay. We have a section that solves that problem, and it's called RTS, or Ready to Ship. Our Ready to Ship section has PCs that have already been assembled and tested and are in a box waiting for a home like yours. They come in 4 different flavors. There is entry, mid-range, high performance, and ultra high performance. Now, what's great about this is you can get kind of an idea, if you know your budget, about what you're going to be looking at and what's available to you for that price range. And then you can take that and maybe adjust it if you want a little more RAM in it. Maybe you want to do something different with the AIO. That's all an option. But this right here is the fastest way to get a PC, and they're all ready to go. So, with that being said, for all your future PC needs, whether it's gaming, streaming, or otherwise, head on over to clxgaming.com and see what we can do for you. Ta-da! Let's see here. Sankey Panky, I would say that's something you should if you contact customer service about that. That would be that's where you'd want to go for that. All right, so James, are you ready? See what I meant about the motherboard? The lights on that, the rock strix over there, it's bright. I dig it. Let's see it. What it looks like. I like it.
Gorgeous.
I like it. And I love the way that the lighting shines down, and you're going to get that reflection of the upper lighting on the back of the white graphics card. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. James, I hope you're happy. Now, this is going to be going just like our Ready to Ships. It's going to be going to testing. Paul, what does that mean?
All right, so the testing department, that's where first of all, we get into the BIOS. We'll make sure our RAM speed is set correctly. All of our storage devices are showing up. If you opt for overclocking, that's where we would set the overclock. Then after that's been set, that's when we load the operating system. So Windows or whatever operating system you want. We can do Linux, we can do all of them. And if you picked any games on our website to load, we would do that there. But if you didn't pick any games, you just get a clean install of your OS. We don't put any bloatware on these machines. You're not going to get different antivirus softwares or anti-malware softwares installed on your PC, nothing like that. Just a clean install of your OS. And then once everything's installed, we put the system through a 12-hour burn-in or stress test, and that makes sure that everything's stable.
And to be fair, all you really need is Windows Defender. So, Frying Me says, I want to buy one from you all, but I want to build it myself. Well, that is,
Buy it.
you can apply for a job.
We'll build it for you. We'll send it to you. Then you cut all the zip ties off, take all the screws out,
Yes.
and then you rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Done and done.
Stream it. We'll watch you.
Because we'll test everything for you.
Yeah.
And we'll have you
go.
for life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, congratulations, James. So glad you got to see it and to be here while your PC was assembled. This, of course, is going to go to testing next, and then you'll be getting emails and updates about what's happening next. So this show normally happens in 2 parts. Today it doesn't. You can find us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, always starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 2 Eastern. On Tuesdays, we are on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. On Thursdays, we're exclusively on TikTok. To find out more about all things that are going on with CLX Gaming, head on over to our socials. That is YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at CLX Gaming. You can also join our Discord with a bunch of other like-minded PC enthusiasts and gamers, and that is discord.gg/CLX Gaming. So, with that being said, we're gonna jump over and play some pirate games. So, on behalf of Kyle and Jason in production, Paul and Zach, I'm DJ Blue PDX. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Thursday.
Later.
Bye.